Okay, now let's get started. with some actual songwriting, if possible. I had that idea, and you're probably going to recognize. Hey, Carolo, how are you doing? It's doing fine on my side. Had a good but exhausting weekend with a lot of work to do, but now I'm back big chilling. Not Bing chilling. Anyways, I'm going to try something which is exactly. Terrible joke, I know. I'm going to try something out in regards to songwriting. This is going to be a little bit different, a different thing from what I usually compose and usually do. This is going to be more, let's say, mainstream capable music, and you are definitely going to you think about it every time I say big chilling. Big chilling. I don't know what I said in Chinese. So yeah, you like again, I'm going to write something different. I'm going to write something that's a little bit more, let's say, mainstream, what's a little bit more songwriting-y. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but I just had the idea for it. You're probably going to recognize the direction is going once I start to flesh out the first ideas, because basically this is like something that you hear. Let's call it a cliche that you hear in radio sometimes, or in popular Spotify playlists or something. So this is too fast. This is good. Now I need a crappy, untuned, a piano that's a little bit detuned, and which sounds a little bit, let's say, more upright, more natural, and a little bit broken, like it's standing in your home. So I'm going to go with the Gentleman. Let's get a little bit hard, maybe a little bit too hard. Hey Chilime, how's it going? Then I think it needs a little bit of chorus. Let's take a simple chorus. In full of pizza. What? What do you mean by that? Can I? And then we're going to add a little bit of room. You're full of pizza. Exam week. What kind of exams are you going to have? Also, what the fuck is going on with that? Why do you see the latency in dragging? Do you see where my mouse is? The fuck is going on again? Ayo. Hey, baby boy, 1855. Were you born in 1855? I don't know what's going on. Oh. Come on, can you follow my mouse properly? Okay, it doesn't really matter. Let's get some room going in those spaces. Closet. Who's writing me on WhatsApp? What the fuck, lol? So the idea is going to be dial DNB. Yes, you can send in a track for feedback. You can do that by going to the Discord server, find the feedback on stream channel. That you can post a link to your track, and then we're going to listen to it. Okay, I think I'm going to put my shit. Okay, let's not quantize the performance. Yes, any genre is okay. So the idea is going to be, it's going to be a little bluesy. Let's call it that way. Everything except for shitcore. Don't send me shitcore. Let's make a layout first. The Discord link is not working for you. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send you a new one. Server settings. Never mind that you're in. Okay, beautiful. Did you quickly make an alt account? So the link didn't work because you were banned from my Discord or something like that? Nah, just kidding. Thanks for the follow, Dial NNB. So, what else are we going to need? We are going to need like very rough drums. It redirects me to the Discord app. Okay, strange. Well, some people seem to have problems with the Discord links. Also seem to have problems with it in general. Not only with my Discord, but for most people it works. Hey Ash this. How are you doing? Let me just quickly get some drums going. I want to try out, Jesus Christ, where is it? Drum Lab. There we go. Hydrate. Oh shit. Okay, are you ready? What is the followage command? What is that supposed to do? I'm a little bit of an unk in regards to streaming, so what other streamers other streamers apparently have a followage command. What is a followage command going to do? Shitcore. A shitcore command. That's actually a good idea. Shows when I started following you. Following since March 31st, 2023. You could just ask me that. Let's go. Let's make this a little bit straight. Bam, bam. Let's go. Teddy swim swipes. Yeah, might be. Again, I'm probably going to do something that's some sort of a cliche here. But I just wanted to do something different. The chord progression is probably Amy Winehouse. Da sacrifice to another how to try. You don't back to her and I go back to. Yeah, that's the Amy Winehouse song. If I just would know the lyrics better. Back to Black, is it? Back to Black lyrics. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to. I go back to black, and so on. Loose control type beat. Teddy swim. Oh yes, exactly. I lose control. And on your back to me. It's also the same progression. And da 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 da. I lose control. I think your voice would be cool on an Owl City Fireflies. Okay, fire. Well, you would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. Yes, probably. How does that song go? Let me remember. I'd like to make myself believe. No, that's wrong. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. Yeah, that one. Sounds more like a bedtime story. Yeah, let's say the original, I mean, his style of vocal processing is definitely original, and the way that he sings, including the amount of autotune he uses on his voice. And in his instance, it's way more obvious that he uses it more as an effect. But yeah. Let me just remember what the actual key it was, the track was in. Yeah. You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause they fill the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. You think me rude, but I would just stand and stare. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. And so on. I'm not going to sing this whole song, sorry. Check this out, the vocal harmonies are so cool. Oh, I cannot... links do not work in chat. So I cannot see it here. You probably have to send it in a Discord somewhere. Okay, let's actually go to some feedback tracks before I keep on yapping. People are waiting in the bread lines. They're waiting for the feedback. So... let us listen to Carolo on the cones. On is that Spanish? On the comas? On the cons? I don't know. Why was that censored? Something... would sample? What? Kind of big vibe change. It doesn't matter. We're listening to everything. All right, you started to use the V-horns, I remember. Okay. Very nice vibe. You have also a very simple structure going on here, which works really well. You have an A part which has just basically two chords. Wait. Are you not on 440 Hertz with that one? Did you pitch it down a little bit or up? Yeah, you seem to have pitched it up a little bit, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, very simple formula. I like the sound design. I like the soft sound of the drums very much as well. Maybe the kick is just a tiny bit too loud in the whole context of the track. I like what you did with the saxophones, VSTs as well. Like, don't show the weaknesses of the VSTs. Show what you are capable to create, which sound natural. That's a good way to use a VST. What's the bass VST though? Modo bass 2. Modo bass 2. IK multimedia. Okay. Oh, physical model. Okay. I don't want to join a newsletter. If you're going to have another pop-up, I'm going to close this website. Real-time sound synthesis. Select the bass model. Yes, okay. So, inspired by the... Oh, Jacob Astorius, okay. Upright bass. Rockabilly. Okay, so just to explain this, there's a difference between a sample library and something that does physical modeling. A sample library basically actually consists of thousands and thousands of samples that were recorded and then put together into a performable instrument. Like, imagine you go to a piano and just record every key in different velocities after another, and then you have a sample library software like Contact in which everything is put together again. So when you press the right key with the right velocity, it's going to it's basically a giant player for different samples, your keyboard. But physical modeling is different. It's basically in the easiest description, it's just synthesizing the sound, but it uses let's say very specific algorithms to try to model the actual instruments. And there are certain instruments which work really well with that. Like, for example, this bass sounds pretty good, to be honest. Like, I doubt that people in a double-blind test would be able to differentiate the sound of the physical model against an actual sampled or probably recorded instrument. If you create something with that which is, let's say, realistic and actually playable. And there are other examples for that. For example, the piano tech. Piano tech library is also physical modeling, and the big advantage is, of course, that number one, you don't have to rely on 8 billion gigabytes of samples. They are very lightweight. They're a little bit harder on your processor though, so that's a disadvantage. The other advantage is you are very flexible with the sound. For example, if you want to have different microphone positions in the sample library, you would have to actually record those different microphone positions. Here you can emulate it. Okay, but very nice track, love it. Also getting a little Snarky Puppy vibes. Okay, let's continue. Before we do that, let's listen to this TikTok, because we were on the topic of Owl City. Ooh.
That planet Earth, I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly.
Well, it could have at least bring out the main vocals a little bit more, or the lead vocals, because they are buried a little bit under the harmonies, more so under the high and fifth scale harmony. But you would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies. But yeah, harmonies are really a really great way to bring more life into your vocals. Let me show you one recent example in my productions. Let's call this one, what did you call it? Lose control. Lose control vibe stuff. Let's just call it that way. Let me find it. Does anyone know the effect he put on the lower harmonies in the TikTok? Probably just a pitch shifter. Probably something like Isotope Vocal Synth, with which he can re-vocode and re-synthesize his vocals a little bit. Okay, here we have something from my end. Be aware that those vocals are layout vocals. So I haven't really properly written lyrics for them. You set yourself a light to show me, but reason for you called to be. And though you want to fall, you lie. isolate.
Lost to me.
Thank you. And for the deep voice,
You set yourself
you maybe hear it
to show me, but reason for you call to be. And all you want to fall, you lost to me.
this deep addition is just the plugin is called Little Alter Boy. It's just a pitch shifter. It also has a formant setting. So this is just one octave deeper. It just doubles the main vocals, and I also deepened the formant a little bit. So it sounds a little bit more pitched down. If I set the formant to 0, it is supposed to be like, okay, I actually sang that one octave higher, but you hear that there's this raspiness in there. It sounds a little bit unnatural. So I'd rather have it a little bit like that. Alto Boy, or as said, the isotope vocal synth is really great for stuff like that as well. Let's continue with Jesus Christ. Dial UK. I don't want to create an account.
I've been lying, all in private to myself, love denying, and brushing off my call for help, moving closer, closer to an understanding of you. It's all I wanna do. I can only wait around for so many days. How can you be so locked up, set free? I can only wait around for so many days. Why can't you see we've never been free?
Okay, you have to probably re-explain the sentence that you said with "I wrote the vocals with my friend." Because apparently those vocals have been used in other productions as well. Well, what do you mean? Look at the artist on the track. Stick Around featuring Rex. Yes.
Hold it way too thick like it's
Dial featuring Rex. Okay. Can I send you a UK dubstep tracker? Yes, you can. Dial DNB. Okay, now it starts to make sense. Okay, but so if so, is that another version? Is that another remix? What's going on? Like, is there a reason why you are let's say redoing the track? Okay. I mean, when you release an EP, you can have multiple remixes on that EP. Why you could have done that way, or when you release a single. Like I don't know if you're old enough for that time, but when I used to buy CDs, you could also buy singles. And when you bought a single on a CD, you in most cases wouldn't just buy one song on the CD. This would be total waste. So people or labels started to put different remixes of and edits. What's a CD? Different edits of the track onto it. Sometimes even including a karaoke version. So when you bought a CD, what's the song? I don't know what the song is. I also don't know what a CD is. We stupid over here. Okay, no, but seriously. Again, this was a usual thing that you would do. Did you mean TikTok Unk? God damn it! I'm not going to get rid of the Unk label right now. That's fuck me, man. Shit. Okay. I know. I'm old. Please forgive me. I'm not that old, but I'm seriously giving Unk energy. So let's finish this one. How old I am? 33.
Moving closer, closer to an understanding of you. It's all I wanna do. I can only wait around for so many days. How can you be so locked up, set free? I can only wait around for so many days. I can't.
Okay, let me process what chat said about my age. Pushing 40. Oh fuck, wrong face. Sorry. I'm embracing it. 40 is a good age. Also, you sound younger. Yes, thank you. Maybe it's the baby face that makes me seem a little bit younger. Maybe it's the coloration of my voice which makes me seem a little bit younger. Maybe it's because I'm saying things like skibbity riz gyat, which makes me seem younger. But thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to take compliments in both directions. Oh, fuck it. One more sing mode again. Let me. I can only speak in a singing voice for 5 minutes. Oh, I can only speak in a singing voice for the next 5 minutes. So let me look onto the clock. So the next feedback is going to be in a singing voice. That's going to be critical. You should have waited with that redeem until the song started. Because then 4 minutes and 46 seconds would already have passed until I would have to say something about the song. Would be a shame if someone activated singing mode right after this one finishes. I'm going to deactivate that redeem right now. Oh shit, you didn't think I could do that. Let me go to my creator dashboard. Go into my viewer rewards. Manage custom rewards. Now, you shouldn't be able to reuse this one for the next 30 or 60 minutes. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. It creates less tension in my voice. Oh, stretch. Okay, I'm gonna stretch real quick. Okay, thank you. I forgot to sing that. I'm very sorry. My bad. Let's talk about the song now finally. I have just one little complaint. Sometimes the main vocals are a little bit drowned under the instrumental here. Like in in this passage. Let go. Yeah, you cannot sometimes understand the vocals. Oh, what do you mean by DJ my own sing mode? I don't understand what you mean by that. Whatever you meant, let's continue with the feedback now. I don't know, I've had one too many coffees. Did I actually sing that? I'm sorry. Why I'm sorry for that? I don't really understand. And another thing that I noticed about your vocals in your song is that sometimes the phrasing seems a little bit off. Like words have certain syllables put on the wrong position in the phrase, and thus the I forgot the word that I was looking for. You should have saved this for your own, you're right, the chill lime. And it's the baby boy 8555. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm good. As you notice, I am singing right now and just playing 4 chords over and over. Now how are you? And I think the 5 minutes are over. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, the vocals are sometimes a little bit drowned out. It's mostly because they're also singing very high as well, for example, at that point. And it gets so bad that you cannot really understand it. And it's a sad thing because you said, yeah, we recorded that with my friend, the vocalist, who, like, she's a great singer. Let's just point that out. But if you're going to record vocals and if you're going to write lyrics, you would want the people who listen to that song to understand that. Else, why would you even write lyrics? This is my whole point about, for example, mumble rap, where rappers are writing like fire lyrics and then they're going to be like now, this might also be a little bit of a performance issue. And I know in my age, shouldn't really talk about performance issues, but it's rather, if you also don't pronounce it very clearly during performance, then of course you can do all the mixing in the world. People are not going to understand that. Okay. Let's continue. Jesus Christ, so many people. Let's have Kamakos. Kamakos has Haundturz, whatever that means. Let's go. very cool track. Like this actually feels like PS2 aesthetics. I used to have the PS2 in my childhood. Yes, I know, Ankh energy. Those were the times. And the really cool thing was you could still play PS1 CDs in the PS2. So you could still play those old PS1 games as well on the PS2, which was really nice. I think after that I never had a different console after that. After that was just PC gaming. That PS2 start menu. PS2 startup. That was beautiful. Heard it 1,000 times. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the track. Maybe you can treat your drums a little bit less stepmotherly. They seem to be. I think you can make them a little bit more direct and a little bit closer. Did you know it was sampled by a piano dropping off a building? Really? Okay, fact check. PS2 start up sound. Piano dropped off building. Okay, the start was actually okay. It's a meme, okay. 5, 4, 3. Okay, that's not the actual video, probably. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, where is the? No. 2, 1. Yeah, someone edited that in. I'm very sorry. We have fact-checked you. I couldn't find any proof in regards to if that's actually the case. If you have a source on that, I would very ban him. Okay, get banned. Yeah, but it's interesting to get behind information like that. For example, let's listen to actual piano samples of a burning piano. Where is it? The Omnisphere library has a burning piano sample library. Burning piano. Oh, there it is. Let's look at the sound source and the information. Where is the information? This is the insane burning piano that Diego recorded while it was on fire. Let's Google that one real quick. Burning piano Omnisphere. Sampling a light bulb, a burning piano, and electricity. VSTs only. Sound of burning piano for Omnisphere. Okay. Maybe that's a lie too, but I don't think that actual sample library providers would really lie about that. Okay. Yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say about your track. Really nice track. Moving on, we have the Chill Lime. Is that you, Chill Lime? I only see a C and a C the Tato, which I somehow associate with you. Not really my forte genre. Okay, let's continue. It reminds me a little bit of the Glitch Mob if they would use more organic sounds, same way that you did. It also reminds me a little bit of Amon Tobin, who also does those really crazy, glitchy, glitchy shit. Mass and Spring, I think. Yes. This has 130 dislikes? What the fuck? Like Porter Roberts' Nurture album, okay. Like this one also doesn't sound that ultra organic. We're listening to Amon Tobin, Mass and Spring. You should check out the whole Isam album if you want to hear some really weird, glitchy stuff like that. That is going on. You should. Yes. Recommendation. It's like there's so many chaotic elements, but then you have this beat in there, which is super straight and super simple. Bam, bam, bam. Which suddenly brings this order into this whole chaotic thing where you know, okay, yeah, this is supposed to be that way. Yeah. Your track reminds me a little bit of that. The beat reminds me a little bit of... oh, Jesus Christ, that's a terrible piano. Just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny bit. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Not again. I'm very sorry. Very sorry for that. Just a tiny bit. I don't think that anyone else would make that connection except me. Don't worry. It's not because I want to bully you or something. Also, you're not the only one. Don't think that. To Republic. Okay. Shit. Okay. You can focus, or you should focus a little bit more on with this track, the mixing side of it and the balancing side of that. I think the drums can be also a little bit more present, while some of the effects can be a little bit more in the background and not as direct as they are, if you know what I mean. I was the one who re-wrote first too. Very sorry. Very sorry. Okay. Like, I would think that a lot of those glitchy effects could be a little bit more in the background, instead of being too much in your face. So here's the thing. When you learn about hey, here's the drawing board. When you first start to learn about music reproduction systems, you're probably going to learn something like, okay, in the beginning there were like, okay, we had like a mono speaker, so that means you basically just have a point or a orb with which you can work with, so this is mono. And then later on you have stereo, which means you can suddenly pan signals between the left and the right side, which means you suddenly have a dimension to work with. Stereo is 2D. No, wait. One-dimensional. That's the thing. Stereo is taught in most cases as one-dimensional, and then you have the addition of back speakers. So when the listeners hear surround. The fuck did I write there? Surround, which is two-dimensional because basically now you have this whole. Can I undo? Now you have this square to work with. And now in recent times we also have the 3D playback systems which add the height layer. So let me try to draw something three-dimensional. Jesus Christ, this looks terrible. But you get what I mean, right? So this is supposed to be three-dimensional sound. But here is the issue with mono and both stereo. Both mono and stereo are not one-dimensional. That's not true, because even in mono, you still have this direction. You can, with just one speaker, you can still move objects to the front or to the back of the listener. This whole axis is available to you through reverb, through leveling, through balancing. So mono is already one-dimensional. And stereo is already two-dimensional, because in stereo you also have this depth layer going on. Surround extends the two-dimensionality just into all directions, basically. So you not only have the front, but you also have the back going on. And 3D actually adds the third dimension to it. So think this layer, this dimension is always available to you through reverb, through and through leveling, for example. A more quiet instrument is obviously, compared to louder instruments, going to sound further away. Okay. We're going to skip this one for now. Normally we are only listening to one track that was submitted, not to multiple ones. So we are going through the tracks, or the people who have only submitted one track for now, and after that we are going to listen to the secondary submissions. Wait, Carillo also Carillo also submitted something already. Kamakos already submitted something. Kirby Slice. We have Kirby Slice. Let's go.
All night, we the freaks of the night. Do it all night, do it all night. We the freaks of the night.
All night, right, do it all night, do me right, the freaks of the night, do it right. On, right, do it on, do me right, the freaks of the night, do it.
All night, do it all night. We the freaks of the night. Do it on, do it on. We the freaks of the night. All night.
Bring it back up.
All night, right, do it all night, do me right, the freaks of the night, do it right.
All night, we the freaks of the night.
Do it all night, all night, we the freaks of the night.
Bring it back up.
Freaks of the night.
Your bass and sub-bass region is very, very well maintained and cleaned up in that track. And the same way that you and you treat your sub bass in a really, really good manner by adding enough additional context so people can still understand it, even if your sub bass is basically just a sign down there. So like your fifth synth, which is added above, gives definitely enough context so people understand, okay, this is the root note, or the ear understands that this is the root note, which is going on the bottom, or you add distortion to it or something like that.
We accept the night, do it
all night, do it all night. We the freaks of the night.
And you still create enough sub energy without it really being annoying on the ear. So I could listen to it again and again and again and again without my ears getting tired of the sub energies, which is a pretty common mistake which people do when they do those kinds of genres. So good job on that.
We the freaks of the night, all night.
Maybe this distorted 808 kick drum, which was added here, has just a tiny bit amount of too much muddiness, like the frequency region between 100 and 200 hertz, something like that, in that area. Like when the 808 is on its own without a kick, it works perfectly. But this kick here, or is that another bass? Fixing that? Potentially either a normal EQ or a dynamic EQ introduced that frequency region. You could also try the ducking, but it's more of an issue of the sustained note. Like, that's not the same sound here, is it? Like, this seems a little bit lighter than the one before. Okay. Now we can go through the secondary submissions. Acute or low cut for the build up. Really appreciate you breaking it down a bit more granular. Honestly, most people just say fire and then proceed for the next track. Yes, I try to actually point out potential issues in your track if I find them, which doesn't happen too often, so that people can actually have something to work on and improve themselves. And I know exactly what you mean. I have seen that often as well. Okay. Let's continue with Dial UK. You have a shorter track for us.
Once you realize that all the shit you used to care so much about just keeps you a prisoner of your own mind. But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream?
already over. Where's the rest of it? You're going to have to give me the rest of it. Yeah, I think we are not yet at the mixing phase here. One thing that I would love to see a little bit more is what is the main element in this part, for example, before the vocal set in. I think the main part is this this synth line which you have, this plucky belly synth that you have there, and I would love to hear it a little bit more clearer in the rest of the mix, so it shouldn't be that far in the back, and B, I would love to hear like additional layers of different synth which slowly fade in or filter in to support that sound and to support that riff. Because again, I think this is the main thing that is happening here. Then you can tone it down a little bit more again when the vocal set in, and again hide it a little bit more in the back if you want to, and then you can potentially use that thing here again later in the song. For example, after this part, that you have something that explores this one a little bit more. Yeah, just from a compositorial standpoint, like this is your core thing, your main motive. Let's call it that way. Okay, we have a submission. Oh, Irianos? You haven't submitted something today, so we are going to listen to that right now. Shall I include that belt sound melody in the drop with a different synth? You should, in my opinion, fuck, where is the track? Have in this whole build-up part until the vocals set in, have this bell synth with that you should stack the layers on them and then make a build-up throughout this whole part with different synths to which play the same melody basically. Okay, Irialos. 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. No worries, thanks for sending it in. background for the rest. Over time, the track got a little bit too repetitive without enough, let's say, variation in what's happening. In those situations, you either have to rethink and rework your arrangement and your formal structure maybe a little bit, or add enough ear candy for the listener to not get too bored too fast. What I missed in your whole structure a little bit was a part where, for example, the drums open up more, where you don't have this. I would say this is like a reduced version of your drums, which are a little bit processed, which are filtered down. Like the kick, for example, isn't that really present. You hear that there is a oomph going on, but it doesn't go as deep as a normal kick would, as well as in height. So it's a filtered down version of your drum loop, and I would have expected, for example, to somewhere after the whole, let's say after a whole build up, to have a little bit more of a direct drum sound layered on top of that. And another thing that I take a little bit of an issue with is your bass sound. Your bass sound seems to have a modulation on it, which opens the filter a lot when you play a higher key. So like, for example, your first note is very filtered, and then you play the next note, which is one octave higher, and the filter opens up extremely, and then you go down again, and then it closes a little bit more again. What I think would be more suitable would be a sound which starts filtered out, independent of what note you're playing, and then slowly opens up more and more, depending on how much tension you want to build. I can probably roughly recreate what your sound does. So let's do that. You get what you mean. You get what I mean. Okay. I still want to do that for myself right now. We need mono. Then we maybe need, and then we of course need a filter. So, or is it key tracking? Let's go. That's wrong. Oh, key tracking, sorry. Yeah, this is what your sound does right now. So when it's deeper, it's filtered more. And then it filters up when you play higher keys. And you somehow have to get rid of that. can just control the cutoff with, for example, your modulation wheel. Where's my modulation wheel? And then you can, over time, slowly open it up. And then also close it again if you want to. Okay. Now, last time I wanted to to show something which didn't work due to technical issues. I hope you're going to get a big laugh out of that. Let me just switch over this window real quick. No, let's skip that for now. Later, maybe. Next track. Wait. What about this one? Did we play this one? Oh no, we haven't played this one. Sorry. Let's continue with Josiah Carr. Saxophone solos with VSTs are really hard to make. Okay. Let's talk about something that is more general music theoretical field, which is formal structure. a lot of genres are not only defined by what instruments they use, but also by the form and structure of the pieces that have been composed. In pop music, that would be the typical song structure: chorus, verse, chorus, verse, etc. In jazz, it would be the jazz standard structure, which is mostly consisting of a simple A-A-B-A composition. So you have an A part, then you're going to repeat the A part, then you're going to have a B part, which differs slightly, and then you have an A part, and this is like the basic layout. And after that, you would just go on and repeat this structure, the AABA structure. And over those repetitions of the AABA structure, the different instruments or the different people in the jazz trio or quartet or quintet or whatever ensemble you have would each of them play a solo. This is like the typical jazz standard form and structure. When you go more into the direction of big band jazz, for example, or bebop or stuff like that, you can also have varying structures, but you still are going to have something like a main A part, and then a divergence, and then something like a solo part, and then you're going to return to the A part again, just as some sort of repetition for that. Like maybe something like ABCBA or something like that. But there's like a specific structure which you will find in most cases, and the reason for that is not necessarily due to to people telling other people that you have to do the structure, but just that those structure, for whatever reason, work really well and establish themselves. So what I would, if you want to pursue this whole jazz thing, what I would recommend you to do is to also go into a lot of listening and focus not on the instruments and what just those instruments play, but on the overall picture of a piece of music, on the overall structure. And there's definitely enough information about that on the internet in regards to that, so you can read up on that. Because I think in a lot of cases the form and structure is also a very integral part to a genre and how a genre works. Okay, let's listen to Koenig Core. This looks a little bit sus. No problem, man. No problem. Is that clipping I hear? Ash, say that again and you're going to be banned. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I'm just kidding, by the way. Yeah, it's a little bit hard driven. fix the clipping during the filter curve, and maybe don't overdo it with the brick wall limiting and the compression during your mastering, whatever that means. That's also a discussion that we can potentially have. What is mastering? But we're not going to go into that right now. Last track for today, and after that we're going to quit the stream and rate someone. So Blanket, who just came in, you don't need to submit something. Easy, quick 5-minute conversation. Yeah, no, not really. That's a whole discussion to have. Yeah, sorry, Gordon. Ah, hello, Gordon. Oh shit, what was that? Nothing. Okay, last track for today. We're going to give it a quick listen. Kirby, if you're going to make such bold statements, you're going to have to suffer the consequences. Please realize I'm kidding, by the way. Chill? I'm chill. I'm the most relaxed person in the world. A little bit muddy in the mix, generally speaking. But overall, nice track so far. Kirby Slice, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, repetition of what I said in regards to a little bit. Just a tiny little bit muddiness in the mix, and I'm also missing just a tiny amount of those very nice, very high frequency region, and a little bit of air in the whole track. Like, it seems a lot of highs have been an issue for me long time. Exciters, and want to get them right without pushing for ear piercing. What you can try out potentially in your master, put an EQ, and then put the bell directly on 20k, maybe higher, 20k, yes, or 22, and then push it up a little bit, so you get just the right amount of high-end boost up here. Don't overdo it though. Maybe make the curve a little bit sharper. Yeah. Tried it out. And always listen to your ears as well when doing that. Okay. And let's have a quick look. No one is really doing feedback streams right now, except for Doc. And the Doc, he did it. Can I copy his name? So we're going to head over to Doc did it stream. He has nothing to do with... Yeah, he also does feedback streams. Oh, Prot5 since. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. It will fuck everything up. Yes. Well, if generally your track is lacking that color, you can try to boost it up. Of course, if that information isn't really there in your singular instruments, you cannot have that. Oh, Prot, I'm very sorry, you are a little bit late. We're about to rate another streamer, so no feedbacks for you, at least not today. But again, I'm going to send you over to a different feedback streamer. Back to the high-end thing. There are other different methods to get a little bit more nice high-end, which include like saturation or using like an exciter or something like that. But this is all something that you have to individually experiment around with your track as well. Because again, equalization cannot solve all problems, and you cannot boost frequencies which aren't there. Okay, let's do the rate. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for the tracks you sent in. Thanks for everyone who followed. And sorry for Prot 5 Sins. Man, that's a long name. And let's head over to the rate. Oh, thank you too. Thank you too, Kirby. Goodbye, my children.